I am coming back to make things right. No more running. I have been running for a long time. Not from you exactly, from what you represent, from the version of me that exists only when I'm close to you, the one that is too honest and too open and too real to hide behind anything comfortable. That version terrified me, so I ran from it. I'd told myself different stories at different times, that I needed space to figure things out, that the timing was wrong, that stepping back was actually the mature and responsible choice. And those stories were convincing enough that I almost believed them. Almost. Because underneath every story I told myself, something quieter kept repeating. That I was not protecting myself, I was just afraid. Afraid of how much you mattered. Afraid of needing someone that specifically and that completely. Afraid that if I stayed and gave it everything and it still fell apart, I would not know how to survive that. So I left before I could find out. And I called it wisdom when it was actually just fear wearing a very convincing disguise. But here's what running actually cost me. Not the big obvious things, the small ones. The ordinary Tuesday conversations that go nowhere and mean everything. The comfortable silence that only exists between two people who have decided they are safe with each other. The feeling of being fully known by someone and having them stay anyway. I have not had any of that since I left. I have had fine, I have had manageable, I have had days that passed without incident and nights that were quiet enough. But I have not had anything that felt like what I walked away from. And after long enough, the difference between existing and actually living becomes impossible to ignore. There was a specific moment when I knew. Not a dramatic realization, just a quiet, ordinary moment where the truth became too clear to reorganize into something more comfortable. I was in the middle of a completely normal day, and something happened that I wanted to tell you about. Just you, not anyone else. You specifically. And I reached for that ability, and it was not there anymore. And the absence of it hit me harder than anything had hit me in a very long time, because it told me something I had been avoiding knowing, that I did not just miss you the way you miss something familiar. I missed you the way you missed the part of your life that actually felt like your life. I have done a lot of thinking since that moment. Honest thinking, the uncomfortable kind where you stop defending your own choices and actually look at them clearly. And what I saw when I looked clearly was not someone who made a wise and considered decision. It was someone who panicked, who chose the guaranteed safety of loss over the possible risk of love, who traded something real for something just comfortable enough to survive in. And survival was never supposed to be the goal. I am not coming back with the idea that everything will simply reset. I understand that time passed, that my absence meant something, that showing up now requires more than just deciding to show up. I'm not asking for everything immediately. I'm asking for the chance to do this differently than I did it before, to be the version of myself that I kept running away from, the honest one, the one that doesn't disappear when things start to feel too real, to stay when staying gets difficult instead of reaching for the door the moment I feel something I cannot immediately control. I know I have to earn that chance. I'm not standing here expecting you to simply hand it to me because I finally decided I was ready. Ready on my timeline while you carried the weight of my absence is not something I get to be proud of. But I'm here. That's what's different now. I'm actually here. Not halfway, not with one foot already pointed toward the exit. Here with it, all of it. The fear included, the uncertainty included. Every part of me that I spent all that time running from included. No more running. Not because the fear is gone, it's still there, but because I finally understand that the fear of losing you completely is so much larger than the fear of staying, that everything I was protecting myself from was never as dangerous as what I was running toward the whole time without realizing it. I am coming back to make things right, to show up the way I always should have, to stop letting the best thing in my life exist only in the rearview mirror of someone too afraid to turn around. I turned around. I'm here. And this time, I'm staying. DM to DF message today. Love.